What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. So with Heatran coming out being added into the game, definitely a very cool Pokemon. I know a lot of people are excited about doing all of the raids. You might be curious as to whether or not Heatran is good in Pokemon Go. So what we'll be doing today is talking about Heatran, its typing, its advantages, all sorts of things like that, and then also applying it to just different ways that you would be able to use Heatran, whether it is just battling it in some raids or even for PvP. We'll be covering all of that. Also, if you are interested in how to hit yourself some excellent throws for Heatran, I'm actually uploading a video onto my second channel. So if you want to check that out, make sure that you end up hitting more excellent throws and catching yourself more Heatran. Definitely check that out. A link will be in the description as well as in the pinned comment. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So the first thing that we need to talk about in regards to Heatran is, of course, the typing. With its typing being a fire and steel type, it's definitely unique and has a lot of coverage in return. If you go ahead and take a look at the weaknesses, there are actually only 3 weaknesses, a double weakness to the ground typing, but other than that, if you check out the resistances, there is a total of 10 resistances for Heatran. That's not technically the most in Pokemon Go. Another Pokemon like Magnezone would be able to beat it from that standpoint, but regardless, with it having that steel typing, it does gain quite a bit of resistances. So other than the actual typing itself, let's go ahead and get into the Pokemon. With a max HP of 3,754, Heatran is a dual type of fire and steel typing. If we take a look at the statistics for Heatran, you will see that it is actually a very well-rounded Pokemon. Its best stat being its attack stat, ranked out at 26th, and then its worst stat is its stamina stat, but even with that, ranked out at only 80th, it finds its way ranked 9th overall in Pokemon Go. So other than just the actual statistics, let's go ahead and take a look at that moveset. So if you take a look at it from the fast move perspective, you have Fire Spin and Bug Bite. So Fire Spin is actually the most ideal moveset that you do want to have from the quick move perspective, at least with the fire typing, so that's good. Bug Bite, however, seems kind of random, not going to be too helpful. And then if you check out the charge moves, we have Fire Blast, Iron Head, and Stone Edge. So Iron Head is actually a very bad moveset from the steel typing, which is very unfortunate. Then on the other hand, Fire Blast is unfortunately outclassed by Overheat as well as Blast Burn, so we could end up seeing Heatran held back simply because of the moveset. But if you are curious about what the ideal moveset is, I'm actually going to recommend Fire Spin and Fire Blast. You at least get the double stat benefit. You can use it as just a pure fire type attacker. And because of that Iron Head move being so bad, if you do want to use it in PvP and unlock this new extra move, I would actually recommend Stone Edge instead. So as far as this Pokemon is concerned, we really need to take a look at it from 2 different perspectives. The first one being rating. If we were to go up against a Regice, you will see that Heatran gets outclassed by quite a few fire-type Pokemon and even Metagross from that steel typing. So Moltres able to beat it, Charizard able to beat it just because of that Community Day moveset. And then even Pokemon like Flareon and Blaziken, without having any type of special move, is still able to outclass Heatran, so it's definitely not looking good, at least from the rating perspective. So other than that, let's go ahead and try to give Heatran the best benefit it possibly can. We can do this by trying it out versus a Scizor. So Scizor being a bug/steel type Pokemon, and then fire being double effective versus that, I thought that Heatran would be able to shine in this case. I basically pulled up just 3 just kind of random Pokemon to test it out. Moltres being one of the best legendaries, Charizard having on that Community Day moveset, and still Heatran is unfortunately outclassed from the raid perspective. But keep in mind, there is still the PvP outlook that we can take. So something kind of interesting that I think we need to start looking at for these different raid bosses is, of course, the CPs that you can get these Pokemon at, even with the weather boost in mind. Reason being is because that could determine whether or not you have to invest any Stardust in it whatsoever, as you will see with the boosted CP. Because it starts out at 2,573, what that means is Heatran is ineligible in the Ultra League. The only way that you would be able to get it into the Ultra League is just catching it normal, but at the same time, you are going to have to invest it at least up to 4 levels for it to still stay underneath that 2500 CP. Heatran simply doesn't have the CPs that would perfectly line up with the different leagues where you don't have to invest any Stardust into it. That's definitely something that we are going to have to consider moving forward. So at least from the raid perspective, yes, it is out, but there's definitely some points to make for it from a PvP standpoint. So in regards to PvP, I do think that Heatran has a lot of great things going for it. The first thing being that it does have an incredible set of stats. And then secondly, as far as the typing is concerned, it has a ton of resistances. I could honestly seeing it being like the first Pokemon that you send out just for a very wide range of coverage. It seems very fitting for that, but unfortunately, Heatran is absolutely held back because of its moveset. The fact that you have some non-legendary Pokemon like Charizard with Blast Burn already outperforming Heatran is definitely a major sign that something is wrong. But keep this in mind. For now, I'm going to say that Heatran is not worth powering up. It's not worth investing in. It's not necessarily good in Pokemon Go. But mark my words, in the future, once it ends up getting its new moveset, if it gets like a new legendary day, like we saw with the legendary birds, I do think Heatran can reach its maximum potential and will either be on par with Moltres or technically even a little bit better just because it is more tanky and can last into the fight longer. But who knows how far down the road that's going to be. But anyways, let's go ahead and end this on a question of the day. How excited are you to get out there and raid with Heatran? Do you plan on using it in raid battles or PvP? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this type of content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Hit me like a tidal wave, ooh, triggered by the aftershock. Hit me like a tidal wave. I can't hit these high notes. How does he do this? This is impossible. I give up.